from Accra, Ghana. This is the second day. Is it the third day? I have been here for so long. But it is one of the days of the ICASA conference that started on the 3rd and ends on the 8th of December 2025. So policymakers are gathered here, funders are here, all of the people in the HIV response are here, despite all the disruptions that we've seen in the HIV response in 2025. So yesterday I promised you that I'm gonna bring you tea, and in some of the sessions that I've gone to, the debate is still Ghana Jollof or Nigerian Jollof, and nobody is winning so far. Nobody is winning. So yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll come back with better results on who is winning on the rice battle. But on my traditional medicine for getting us solutions in the HIV response. And I wish I stayed in that session for longer, because I had questions that I wanted to ask them. But it's a session that I found very interesting, considering the fact that in most of the times when we are speaking about medication and the new interventions, especially in the African context, we kind of do not talk a lot about traditional medication. So that was a session I found very interesting. But there's also a session that I was in that is ideally speaking about the long-acting treatments that we are having, and that is specifically on lenacapavir, which is a twice-yearly injectable that is coming next year, that is going to help in advancing HIV prevention methods in Africa and beyond. So obviously it was a very interesting session, and people are ready. People are excited to see what lenacapavir has to offer us. And because today I was speaking to somebody and they said for a very long time we have not invested a lot in the HIV prevention world, and now that we are investing in prevention and investing in many people not getting HIV, it's a very good thing. So another thing that opened today was the community village, which is a very interesting space where communities gather to showcase their work. It has 9 different networking zones. There's a networking zone for people with disabilities, people living with HIV, women networking zone, youth networking zone, the diaspora networking zone, the religious leaders networking zone. I have forgotten the other 4. But there are 9 networking zones, and they all opened today, and they brought together the communities of people living with HIV. And one thing about why we insist on the communities is because communities are the heart of the HIV response. So that H also stands for heart of the community response. And we danced today, we danced a lot, we took very, very nice pictures, but we opened up to the community, and the community also opened up on what they want, and they had the demands. They shook the room. I don't know whether to shake that table because it has expensive drinks, but they shook the room today, and that was very, very interesting to watch. We also did something very beautiful today, that is in relation to adolescent girls and young women. We launched a manifesto at the Women Networking Zone, and young women came with the power and with demands on the table, and some of the UNAIDS leadership was at the table, and that was very amazing to watch today. So right now there's some sessions happening, most of them very much focused on HIV prevention. And I know you will ask, why are we talking a lot about HIV prevention? It's because prevention is also meaning that we are saving money. When we prevent people from getting HIV, we are also saving money because now people are not on treatment for the rest of their lives. So ICASA 2025 is here with us. We are still doing amazing things. There was a session earlier about digital rights. I am trying to download the information that I got from that. That was about digital rights, and now that we are moving into the digital space, how can we make the digital space safer for people who are publicly living with HIV, to protect people's human rights? We are in the cusp of the 16 days of activism, and this year we are focusing a lot on digital GBV, which is something we've normalized as jokes, and we bully people and say it's not that serious, but it is that serious, and it's something that we need to talk about. And that is one of the things one of the studies that were presented today in one of the booths were really speaking about the aspect of digital health and rights, and how we can get to protect people's human rights even as they use digital advocacy to advance messaging on sexual reproductive health and rights, as well as HIV and other STI content. I have consumed so many things today that I have forgotten some of the things that have happened on the cusp of ICASA 2025. But I have one of my besties with me today, so I'm not doing this alone. And I want them to come and tell us their experience here at the session. So, Brian, come and give us this.
Hi everyone, how are you? Oh my god, my name is Brian Kanyamba. I'm friends with Doreen. And yeah, it has been a very, very, very exciting conference. And one of the things, Doreen, that has happened in the last 24 hours is we have been trying to support the local key population organizations, and one of the things that we did when we came for scouting for ICASA to start. Oh, by the way, I'm in the ICASA steering committee representing key population on the regional front.
Friends in high places.
In high places, yeah. So now what happened is when we came in December last year, our aim was to actually ask the key populations in Ghana to have one single organization that we mean as Key Population Consortium, and finally they have been listening to the voice of the regional groups. So yesterday, I think it was possibly the same time, they launched their Key Population Consortium.
Okay.
So this consortium is inclusive of all the organizations that do key populations work.
Yeah.
That could be human rights specific. That could be, HIV prevention and treatment. That could be, all of them. What is so key about all these consortiums is as funders would know whom to speak to.
Yeah.
Money will not be will be wasted if there's any funding that is coming in, going to all the other grassroots organizations.
Yeah.
You see, Doreen. So it's very, very critical that this comes into a moment when it's now at this conference in Ghana when this key population consortium has been formed. So it's very, very exciting for people of Ghana. Why am I calling Kenya? Because I'm standing next to a Kenyan. So it's really, really, really interesting on that. I don't know if there's anything else that you want me to share.
What has been your one highlight at ICASA 2025?
My one highlight, it's very interesting.
Which one? Let it not be rice.
I love rice, but then that goes just down on my tummy. But I had the opportunity of hearing the former UNAIDS director, Michelle Sidibe, speaking at the opening. It was so exciting. You know why? He mentioned the word rhetoric 5 times. Please, we should stop rhetoric. And what he was saying is, at this conference, sometimes people are just speaking without doing anything.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we're talking about at this conference is on domestic financing, domestic funding. And really, people don't even know what they're talking about. It's just a lot of rhetoric.
We are just saying English.
We are just saying English.
Yeah.
They don't have plans of where are we going from here?
Yeah.
What is the next step from here? So I'm just calling to ask everyone out there that let's start thinking about where is our next meal going to be. When I say meal, I mean on HIV prevention, treatment, human rights, gender rights, women living with HIV, everyone. Let's start thinking, where is funding coming from? There's no money that's going to come in. Africans should do their own African solutions for their African voices, for their African bodies. So I feel this is one of the most highlight aspects at this conference. So it's exciting for me.
So I remembered something that happened in the morning when the UNAIDS leadership for Eastern Southern Africa region and West Africa region were opening the community village.
Yes.
They said we have become complacent. We have gotten used to the nice things of the HIV response. It's time. In fact, they challenged us.
Yes.
They said it's time for us to get uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's really time to get us very uncomfortable. We have got different bodies. In Africa, we have got your African CDC, we have got the AU, we have got the parliamentary portfolios, even if ECOWAS here, and I have seen them on the in the corridors. We really need them to start
Let's move like
talking.
this. Yes, agreed.
Yeah, to really start to speak up, to really put down what does it mean when you say domestic financing, because we're so complacent, we're so used. I wouldn't want to put bank about PEPFAR, and they've done very good work. USID 60 years in Africa, they've done a lot of work. However, there are systems that they've put in place, so we are not starting from zero. We are starting from somewhere. So let's stop yara yara and more doing stuff. Ching ching coming from Zenith Bank, we are calling on you. Dangote, we are calling on you. All these big philanthropists who are African, let's start, funding our own health initiative, people. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you so much, Darling.
Continue enjoying the conference.
Yeah.
And have fun, learn something, but also shake rooms.
No, shake rooms. Yes. Definitely, that I promise you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we have heard from Brian, because he's one of the thought leaders at the sidelines of ICASA 2025. And we need to become uncomfortable. We need to work until AIDS is no longer a public health threat. Because unfortunately in 2025 it is. And there's so many layers towards the AIDS response that we need to actually put on the table and have honest conversations about that. And that is one of the things that I am really hoping to see come out very strongly at ICASA 2025. Yes, we can speak about domestic financing, long-acting, new technologies, all of those things. But without money, those things don't happen, and they cannot happen. So, from me here at the Daily Show, I want to sign out. Unless there are questions, concerns, comments, then we will meet again tomorrow. I will give you highlights on what is happening and what has happened tomorrow. And I will give you the tea from the sidelines of ICASA 2025.